A fundable business must eventually be able to operate beyond the founder's personal stamina. The Doux showed that it could move through systems, retail systems, distribution systems, product systems, customer systems. And that's what capital pays attention to. The fourth reason the Doux succeeded is market timing. The beauty market is changing. Black consumers are a powerful force in beauty. Nielsen IQ reported that Black consumer spending on beauty products reached $9.4 billion in 2023, with growth outpacing the broader US beauty market. That's 4 years ago. Think about what happens now. McKinsey has also pointed out an uncomfortable gap. Black consumers represent a meaningful share of beauty spending, but Black brands capture a much smaller share of the industry's revenue. That means while the Black market has demand, ownership and capital structure are still uneven. And this is where the do matters. This is the gap. Because it proves that textile hair care is not niche. It's not a side category. It's not charity. It's a market, and a serious, measurable market. A market with loyal consumers and growth potential. So when a brand like the Doux can show both cultural relevance and commercial performance, investors pay attention. Not because they suddenly became nice, but because the numbers started making sense. This is why I also tell founders, you cannot just say my community needs this. You have to show who buys, how often, at what price, through what channel, at what margin, with what repeat behavior. That is the language of fundability. The fifth reason the Doux became fundable is financial evidence. Now, this one is going to sting a few of you, so pay close attention. Beauty Independent reported that sources said the Doux reached $38 million in sales. In 2025, now, whether you're a small business founder or a scaling brand, I want you to understand what that represents. Because that's not just revenue. That's evidence. Evidence that the product moves. Evidence that the model can generate income. Evidence that the business has potential beyond attention. Revenue is helpful. Make no mistake about it. But predictable revenue is fundable. and profit visibility matters. Because investors don't only want to know that people like you, they want to know whether the business makes sense. So they'll ask, can it grow? Can it survive pressure? Can it handle more demand? Can it protect margins? Can it hire? Can it manage inventory? Can it meet retailer expectations? Can it expand without breaking, as when you start to talk about friction? Those aren't glamorous questions. Trust me, I know. But they are questions that decide whether funding enters as fuel or as pressure. The sixth reason the Doux became successful and generated outside income, investor income, is partnership. And I don't just mean BMG partners. I mean partnerships inside the business. Maya and Brian Smith built the Doux together. And there's a powerful lesson in there, especially for female founders. In a Business Insider interview, Maya spoke about being the mother of 5 boys and building the business while rejecting traditional gender roles at home. And that brings me to one of the pieces of advice I give women founders all the time. When mama has a business, we have a business. Not mama, we. Because too many women are badass in the boat and exhausted in the kitchen. They run the company, they handle the clients, they carry the vision, they make the decisions, and then they get home, take off the Louboutins, put on the apron, and start a second shift like nobody else in the house has hands. And then we wonder why burnout becomes the legacy. Listen, if the business is expected to support the family, then the family has to support the business. That means asking for help. That means assigning responsibility. That means outsourcing when possible. That means not making yourself the center of every task. That means building support systems around the founder. Because you can do many things, but you can't do all of them at the same time. Because a business cannot become sustainably fundable if the funder is silently collapsing. Fundability isn't only about the numbers. Let's not get it twisted. It's also about the operating system around the founder.